everyone. The second installment of Zero to Travel, a podcast designed to inform you all about innovative ways to travel, is finally here. I'm your host Stella, and I promise to do my best to entertain and inform you in the next 20 minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about the unique startup company called Airbnb. Have you heard of it? Or you have no idea what it is? Well, don't worry, because in the next few minutes, we will go over everything you need to know about the platform, from how it started to where it is now. Our main focus though will be the pros and cons users have experienced, as well as some do's and don'ts you need to know prior to signing up. For those who make it to the end of today's podcast, there will be a special treat in the face of an alternative free of charge service, that's right, free of charge, that gives Airbnb a run for its money. Let's get started. First off, let's talk about what is Airbnb exactly. Founded in August of 2008 and based in San Francisco, California, Airbnb is an online community marketplace that connects people looking to rent their homes with ones seeking accommodations. In other words, Airbnb is a place which lets people rent out their properties or spare rooms to guests. The platform takes 3% commission of every booking from hosts and between 6 to 12% from guests. There's plenty of criteria to choose from a shared room to an entire house, to having a swimming pool, to having a washing machine. There are photos of all the properties as well as hosts or guests with full map listings. Now you may be wondering, why do people like it so much? Well, it is a combination of factors, but primarily financial ones. Guests get good value accommodation at a huge range of price points, from a few euros a night to hundreds of euros, and often in prime locations, where a normal hotel would cost infinitely more. Hosts can cash in on spare space, perhaps if children have flown the nests and there is a spare bedroom. In fact, more than 30% of the platform users are in their mid-50s and ecstatic for some company. Now let's move on to the benefits Airbnb provides. The biggest being the price of the accommodation in relation to its location, of course. Generally, the service is twice cheaper than booking a standard hotel. You can end up in a castle or a mansion for the absolutely cheap price of 50 euros per night, or stay in the center of London without paying an arm and a leg for the luxury. There is even an option for you to cancel, depending on the host you get. You have the ability to change your mind one day before the reservation starts and get scot free of charge. If you decide to go with your booking though, as a guest, you pay in full as you book through a secure platform, and hosts will receive that money 24 hours after guest check-in. According to economist Dr. Margaret Theresa, if an Airbnb host lets their property for 7 days a month on average, they would earn up to 8,000 euros per year, a boost to household income equivalent to 15% pay raise for an average full-time employee. Isn't that amazing? However, there is more than a financial aim too. Many guests like living like a local and getting restaurant recommendations from people really in the know, while many hosts just enjoy meeting new people and showing off their home. Another plus is it's easiest to book. Once you've created a verified profile, which can be linked to a social media so you can check the person out, you can send a message to the host and either book instantly or submit a request for a later booking. Hosts must show calendars of availability. Most are kept well up to date, and they will inform you of what they will provide, like towels or hair dryers. The attractiveness of staying in someone else's home has grown from appealing to couchsurfing, budget-conscious tourists to even business travelers desiring a more memorable experience. These properties allow travelers to trade in the cookie-cutter hotel experience for one that offers a unique and comfortable way to explore and experience a new environment. So now you may be wondering, how do you get into a property if there is no reception? Well, once you've booked, you and the host will generally arrange where and when to meet, convenient for the property and your arrival time. This could be at the property itself, or if it's tricky to find, many people agree to meet at more central locations and go from there. Then, the host will familiarize you with the property, give you details of local amenities and travel, then discuss where to leave the key when you leave. That's right, you heard correctly, you get your own key. Now comes the unique question. Can you trust the people? Yes. Firstly, there is the peer review system, where hosts and guests leave honest reviews of each other, Comments can only be left after a reservation. No one who hasn't tried the platform can comment and ruin someone else's rating. There's also the verified ID system, which confirms people's identities by matching them with social media and other offline documents like scanning photo ID. Of course, the biggest benefit users find is the fact that the platform brings people with similar interests together. For instance, Annie, who stayed with Caitlin in San Francisco, California, says, "When my suitcase didn't arrive until my second day, she was kind enough to loan me the comfiest pajamas to wear to sleep that first night. Thank you again, Caitlin. A highlight of my trip includes celebrating her birthday with a dance party in the living room. Hope to see you soon again." Or Brian, who says, "I never thought I would meet a person who was so much like me. Josh was a guitar fan, just like I am, and it turned out we liked the same bands. Not only did I have an amazing stay, but I also made a friend for life." Just like anything else in life, Airbnb has its negative features as well, the biggest one being uncertainty. Unfortunately, just like renters have the ability to cancel the booking last minute, so do hosts. You may end up homeless in an unknown territory in the blink of an eye. In some cases, you may not even get a full refund. Also, if you find yourself in such situations or try to book anything last minute, the chances of the accommodation suiting you or it being a decent look are slim to none. As much as this community was built on travelers who liked choices, now it is starting to become a legit business that, like everything else in the service world, operates on certainty. So you need to book in advance. I guess in this aspect, Airbnb cross paths with the hotel service, which are not huge fans of last minute bookings. There is also the fact that what is shown in the pictures may not always be the reality. The fact is, one of the biggest, most often expressed complaints by users is the look of the place. Realistically, Airbnb has no way of checking all its properties, so it relies on user reviews to help others make a call regarding their stay. For instance, Troy Dayton, who was a host of 2 years, says, "Here's what I learned. If you rent out your home, there is a limit to how much Airbnb can do to protect you. It's not their fault. But it is their fault that they upplay how much they protect you and downplay what people should do to protect themselves. In the end of the day, you're renting to a stranger. You should check their IDs and phone numbers to make sure they match. I would ask for a link to a social networking site like LinkedIn or Facebook. If there are no credible testimonials on Airbnb, I would chat with them on the phone prior to agreeing to rent them. Had I done these things, the people that ruined my house would have never made it in." Also, there may be hidden charges. Many hosts will add a charge for cleaning on top of their basic nightly fee. This, unfortunately, is not always made clear on the booking. The good news is that Airbnb has a 24-hour customer hotline for both guests and hosts, and for the latter, they recently introduced an insurance policy for any loss due to theft or vandalism. In Britain and 20 other 8 countries, hosts are protected by €500,000 called Host Guarantee, backed up by Lloyd's of London. Airbnb recommends that hosts also have additional appropriate home insurance. Now, it's time for me to tell you about the free of charge platform, an alternative to Airbnb that we mentioned in the beginning, and that is Couchsurfing. It was founded in 2004 and supports a global community of 10 million people in more than 200,000 cities worldwide. They do not have any standard listings, as hosting is optional and voluntary. If on Airbnb, one can book a shared room, private room, an entire home, or apartment, that is not possible on Couchsurfing. The host is always present, and there are no private units to reserve, just a couch to sleep on. To arrange a stay through Couchsurfing, one must first create a profile. Guests contact Couchsurfers who have indicated that they'll host guests to inquire about and arrange for their stay. Because there are no official listings on Couchsurfing, there is not an official booking and payment process, as there is on Airbnb. Essentially, the service is for free. As you can imagine, the idea of getting accommodation for free is a huge hit with travelers. However, in comparison to Airbnb, Couchsurfing takes uncertainty in accommodation to a whole new level. Since there is no way to book something for sure, your only guarantee for a bed is the host's disgrace. More than once, people have dropped their offers literally a few minutes before their guests were about to walk through the door. Then again, your stay is free, so you can't exactly be mad if stuff don't go according to plan. As you heard, Even when you pay for a stay, it can get cancelled. So it is only expected that when something is for free, you have the same hurdle. So if you're going to go with the couchsurfing option, it might not be a bad idea to have a backup plan. There is one department where the two platforms are identical, or even in some cases, couchsurfing takes the upper hand, and that is interaction with the hosts. Usually, when you book an Airbnb, there is a chance that you may never meet your host. When using couchsurfing, you're literally staying in someone's couch. Since they let you into their house for free, it is pretty likely that they will want to talk to you as well. They will tell you everything you need to know about the city, where to go, and what to see. Hey, some may even decide to come on a tour with you and show you around. The only minus is that, as established, you're staying on a couch, probably in the middle of a living room. That kind of guarantees that you will have zero privacy whatsoever during your stay. But hey, if it is only for one night, one can live with it. So, if you're an individual who likes to plan and live in certainty, maybe Airbnb and Couchsurfing are not the platforms for you. However, if you feel like experiencing an adventure and feeling like a native in a foreign territory, then try out either of the platforms and take your travel experience to a whole new level. Stay tuned for our next episode where we will be talking about what it's like to take a shower in a stranger's house. Intrigued? Come back and find out more about the platform named Warm Showers in our next edition. Thanks for listening.